Some people like to call that being inquisitive. Other people will call it curiosity. And still other people will call it nosy. Hi, my name is Kendra. Welcome back to my channel. And let's jump in here. So I have always been interested in learning about why things work and how and why people do the things that they do. It's the main reason why I became a sociology major in undergrad, the study of people and society and why things work the way that they do. So some people like to call that being inquisitive. Other people will call it curiosity. And still other people will call it nosy. I think I'm a mix of curious and nosy. And so that is the reason why I decided to purchase a vibration plate to see what the fuss was about. I don't always trust everyone's opinion on the interwebs. And I am a researcher by training and experience. So I went to school. I was a researcher for most of my career. So I knew that in order for me to truly trust what the people were saying about the vibration plate, that I wanted to do a testing protocol and figure out how it works for me. I bought my vibration plate in April, and for the entire month of May, I've been testing the vibration plate with the intention of gathering data. My testing protocol was for the month of May. Days a week for 4 weeks, Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursday, around between 7 and 9 o'clock for 15 minutes on the first level of my vibration plate. I wanted to stand on there for 15 minutes to see what would happen in those 4 weeks. And then every time, well, not every time, but I did try, every time that I got off of the vibration plate or the next day, I would record my reaction about how I was feeling and what was going on. For many of you who know nothing about what I am talking about, and you've never heard about a vibration plate, a vibration plate is basically a plate that vibrates, right? It helps your muscles contract involuntarily to help with balance and circulation. There are many different types of vibration plates out there on the market. I personally bought one from Amazon and decided to test it out. And I know that there's like more high-end brands and more low-end brands, but I went with the one that was $80. And to kind of set up my testing protocol, I am still recovering from an injury that I have that occurred in January for me. My glute hamstring area, and so I was not able to do Pilates for 4 months. I also wasn't doing a lot of lower body movements, squats, lunges, all of those things. Wasn't doing that for 4 months. And so I think some of that I'll get into when you see some of the testing, once you see some of my reactions about me on versus off of the plate. But typically if I was doing my full routine, it would be 6 days a week, 3 days strength training, 2 days Pilates, 2 days cardio, and walking every day. And I will say that while I did keep that going for the last 4 months, I wasn't lifting heavy when I was on leg day. I was barely doing leg day, to be quite honest. I didn't start getting back into leg day until end of May, because that's when PT really started to, kick in, and physical therapy had started to kick in, and I really started to feel better with my movements and squats and lunges. So I started to slowly start to do that. Right now I'm up to about 30 pounds whenever I squat, lunge, curtsy. If I even do 30 pounds, sometimes it's just 10. Just not wanting to push it. The last Friday of May was the first time I took Pilates in 4 months. And then, I knew that I wanted the testing protocol to not see me on the plate every day. I don't think it's necessary because I am doing a lot of movement anyways. And so the vibration plate was just supposed to be used as an enhancement or help with any of soreness and any of those things. I'm not doing it. I'm not sitting on the vibration plate to lose weight. Vibration plates helps with losing weight. I will never say no to that, but like I'm really more about building muscle and toning up. And maybe it'll help with that, maybe not. I don't know. And so that is the reason why for the month of May, I did the lowest setting of, so I think my vibration plate has either 5 or 10 settings, and I did it on the absolute lowest setting, which is level 1. And even still, that was a little, level 1 is actually not anything to sneeze at. It is, it's a very strong vibration. And the lowest, I think you can set it for lower, but I started with 15 minutes standing on the plate. You can increase it or decrease it, obviously, but I did 15 minutes because I figured that's where I would like to start and work my way up. And so for the month of May, every time I got on the plate, it was level 1 for 15 minutes. And I literally just stood there. Obviously, I might have been doing something like being on my phone or reading or just staring into space. But the reason why I wanted to do that was I wanted to have a baseline. So session 1 is done. I'm itching. I don't know if that's a normal sensation after you get off the vibration plate for the first time, but the whole time I was on the plate, my inner thighs were itching, and then my abs started itching. So I don't know if that's normal. I did have a headache, still do. Did have a very intense headache before I got on the plate, and I will say that it has let up a little bit. Still have it though. It's not as intense as it was. So that is just some initial thoughts after my first session. So day 2, just got off the plate. Still itchy, not as itchy as I was on the first session, but still itchy. And I also read that that's common, so not a weird sensation. We'll also say that I've been having some twitching in my right quad muscle over the last couple of weeks, and it's only day 2 and I can't speak for what's going to happen in the next week, but that twitching has not happened since I got on the plate for the first session. And so that to me is a big win, because twitching in my quad randomly, it's an uncomfortable feeling. And so the fact that that doesn't happen anymore so far, we'll report back if it does, is good. Today was session 5 of the vibration plate for me. On Monday was the first time I've done lunges in a very long time. And so I was sore yesterday and woke up this morning sore. I was hoping to see like, okay, how is this going to help with my soreness? And I will say that there is a difference between this morning and after I got off the plate today. There has been not a huge difference in my soreness, but there has been an improvement. I'm not as sore as I was. That's great because I haven't really noticed any difference since I started the previous, like in the previous 4 sessions. There's really been no real big change for me when I step on versus before I step on versus when I get off. Outside of the itching has improved. There was not as much itchiness today, and I think it just continues. I think it's going to continue to decrease the more I use it. But yeah, that was really the only thing that I have noticed in the first 4 sessions. So today was the first time that I've actually said, okay, I can see some benefits of this plate because it really did help with my soreness. So we'll see how I feel in the morning. So it is the next day, and a little sore, but I am not as sore as I could be. Usually day 2 and day 3, after like either increasing weights or starting a new workout or working some new muscles, I'm usually really sore. But today is day 3 and I'm not as sore as I could be. So I attribute that to the vibration plate. So I'm really excited to have something else to kind of help whenever I deal with soreness and sore muscles. So it's a win. So I did another session on the vibration plate today. Yesterday at the gym, I did curtsy lunges for the first time in 4 months. And so today I woke up a little sore. Actually yesterday I was a little sore. I'm not as sore as I was today. And I, again, am attributing it to the vibration plate because when I tell you I be really sore, like if I could explain, like on a scale from like 1 to 10, typically if I was not on the vibration plate today and tomorrow, I would be on a like 8 to 9 pain level scale, but I'm probably around a 3. This month of standing on the vibration plate has truly helped with that, because I know that causation does not equal correlation, but this is the only new stimulus that I have incorporated into my routine that makes sense as to why I am just not as sore as I could be. Now, I am going to keep doing this for the next 2 months. Tomorrow is actually going to be my first Pilates class since January, so I am looking forward to see how that goes. But I love it here. So today was my first day back at Pilates, my first session on the reformer, and it felt great. I'm not gonna lie, because I remember the last time I was on the reformer, I was in so much pain, and I knew then that I needed to go to physical therapy. But I'm really happy to be here in this moment and say, but I was sore, very not sore, but like in the spot where like I hurt myself, where my injury is, more so than it has been with me incorporating the other exercises that I've been doing. So I decided to get on an extra session on the plate today. I don't typically get on Fridays. It's usually Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, but I just wanted to, you know, prevent any further things that needed to happen. And so I got on, and I don't feel as sore. I literally just stepped off the reformer, stepped off the plate, and it feels a lot better my injury feels a lot better than it did before I stepped on the plate. I'm gonna come back on here tomorrow to tell you how I feel and whether or not I'm gonna do another session, which is Saturday, when I don't typically do Saturday sessions, but I'm just really happy to be making some progress. Today is May 31st. And the last day of my 1-month testing period. Yesterday, I was supposed to come on here and talk about how I felt and get back on the plate, and I forgot. It was a super busy day. By the time I got home, it was almost 10 o'clock, and I've been gone for most of the day, so I just didn't get a chance to talk and get on the plate. So today is back to the regular scheduled program, but I will say that yesterday, I still had some like tingly feeling from like where my injury is from Pilates on Friday, but Today, nothing. So I'm just going to take that as I'm working a muscle that I have not used in a while, and it's going to be a little icky and sticky until we get to a place where the muscle feels like itself again. So I am anticipating for the next couple of months until I finally get back to baseline on everything, Pilates, strength training, and the like. I'm just going to be in pain, and I don't even want to say pain. I think it doesn't feel painful. It's just like a little annoying feeling, sensation that, yeah, I'm still here. This is where you injured me kind of thing going on. But I think the soreness, of course, because I am working new muscles that I haven't worked in 4 months. I think the soreness is going to be with me for a while in every other part of me that I'm working that I haven't worked. And I think the plate will be helpful in that. So I say all of that to say that I feel really good today. I'm going to Pilates again tomorrow. And I just got off the plate and I feel good. So onward to month 2. So what's next for me is halfway through this testing period, I realized 1 month, 4 weeks, 3 days a week is not enough data to truly come to a consensus about what's working with the plate. I decided to extend it for 2 more months. So for the rest of June and all of July, I will still be doing 3 days a week, except I will slowly start to increase the level of vibration plate. I'm going to start with the level 2 next and hopefully increase it the longer that I test it. As the levels increase, I will stick to 15 minutes, but I think I will also decide whether or not I want to increase it there as well. When it comes to the length of time that I'm on the plate. I think I'm going to play that by ear and update you as I go through my testing protocol. I honestly don't know if it's going to be vastly different, the results that I've seen, which is really about the soreness. I have recognized that I'm going to be sore for the next couple of months because I've started Pilates again. I've started increasing my weights and doing leg days, so that means I'm going to be sore. A vibration plate will really help me with that. And I think for me, I'm going to keep a vibration plate in my routine because of the soreness that I know that I'm going to experience. I'm trying to increase my weights all the time. I'm doing 2 more months because I need more data. And then once the 2 months is done, I will come back on here, give you some more information about my final thoughts and kind of go from there. So have you heard of a vibration plate? Would you like to try one? Let me know in the comments below of some of the things that you have seen if you have been using a vibration plate, and I'm curious to see if we're seeing the same results. If not, I hope to see you soon. So I'm giving you all this for no reason, but I am giving this for a reason. So, hello, today is the last day of March. So typically my workout routine is 6 days a week. So I'm usually doing strength training 3 days of those 6, Pilates 2 days of those 6, cardio 2 days of those 6, and then walking 7 days. Okay, I can't. Let's stop this.